Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the long and forgotten 2M2H podcast. I am Billy the Kid, sitting here with my main man, the mighty AO. AO, how you doing, bud?
It's 2020, bro.
I know, it's crazy. We'd first like to apologize for the extremely long break. We had some technical difficulties. We had some space issues. My house was under construction, all kinds of issues, but we are back. We tried to be back sooner. We started recording, and our special guest kind of had some issues that couldn't get back for the second half of that one. So we're starting from scratch again. Happy New Year. We're back.
I think it's the best way to just start out just you and I, just kind of...
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Clink.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, this year's gone by really quick already. It's going to be...
red wine on?
Yeah. I'm drinking red wine.
We'll get into all that later. Don't you worry. Today, as usual, as tradition follows, I will be touching up with AO and find out about his luxurious dating life.
It's become luxurious.
I'll talk about a little bit about what's been going on, why we've had the delay. As usual, we'll address some NFL, UFC,
NBA.
some NBA stuff. Go Pack, go. And so on. So without further ado, now pre-show we had a little discussion, so I'm a little taken right now. I have this kind of smile that's
because we haven't recorded in a while, so there's a lot that has transpired.
That's what I'm saying. Like, as far as like us starting, like, with my outlined agenda of events, the girlfriend update with AO is always a spectacular portion of the show, and I can't wait to get started with this. So usually in the past, I've asked the question, like, what's the latest with the friend? That's old news now. Then I've gone into asking about any new talent, any new hopefuls, any new situations, and to be honest with you, that's all the past now, because AO here has got a serious relationship going on now.
I know. I can't believe it's serious. Just like at a turn of a dime. Is that the saying?
Fucking boom, that fast.
Just like that, bro. And unexpected. And I was like still getting excited about having fun. And
now on an episode that we filmed half of, there were some issues that he had with her initially.
Shit, yeah.
And I gave my opinion.
Go give since they're gonna
they're going to miss it, so I'll give a little preface on that.
Yeah.
When they first started dating, she had let him know that she had a planned trip.
After about 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks in.
And hot and heavy.
Yeah, they were together 5 out of 7 days a week, easy, sleeping over at each other's houses, like together. Like.
And that's weird, like how it
well, it does. You know what? When things click, you just boom, you want to be with each other, and I get that. That's cool. I thought that was great.
I was taken by surprise.
Yeah, but she surprised him with telling him that she had a pre-planned trip where her ex-boyfriend was coming into town to spend the weekend with her, and I'll give her credit for being forthright about it, but I still thought it was bullshit, and I basically voiced my opinion about him. Maybe we'll air that like on as a lost tapes kind of episode, the first half of that show that we didn't get to finish because of the guest mishap. But
yeah, she was forthright, honest, saying, "Hey, this guy's just coming down as a friend."
Yeah, but she also kind of ditched him for the weekend. So I was thinking she should stay at his house for the weekend while the boyfriend stays at the house. They can all hang out together.
I didn't want to do that too.
He didn't want to do that. My opinion was still meh. I didn't like it. I thought if they're going to spend that much time together, then it should be, I don't know. I just didn't. I wasn't feeling it. Now, a lot has transpired since then. I will say
she passed the test on that scenario.
Yeah. Okay. For starters, she passed that test. We did have the privilege of hanging out with her a couple times. I have met her a few times now, and she's amazing. And I know, Ellie, if you're watching, we love you. You're awesome.
But it was weird because I think that's what, even besides hanging out, thinking that someone could potentially swoop in or something or what have you, or maybe there might be old feelings, or I don't know. She really, like, it's only been X amount of time, and so why even? So, but yeah, it made me kind of even me had more. It was like, if that didn't happen, it probably made me like her more.
Right. Well, she stayed responsible about it.
Yeah.
And you guys obviously are doing well. So, like I was saying earlier, pre-show when we were discussing things,
Yeah.
AO dropped a big bomb on me, and I thought that, this will be fun. We're gonna get into some shit here. So he explained to me that she was offered a position out of state
At New York.
and
for a big Google type company that to
So-
do what she loves. She just moved down here from San Francisco about a little over a year ago. She's from San Diego. So we both kind of moved down to San Diego. I came back down first. And so she, just before we even met too, she started applying to places. So this is New York. So
Right.
then this is a good job offering.
So, with that being said, all the job stuff aside, there was a big potential that she was going to move to New York, and they were going to try to make
it was in her head she was going to do it. Boom.
There was a potential of it turning into a long distance relationship kind of thing, which hit and miss. That can work, can't work.
But if you're down for it and you're going into it, you're like, okay, this is what I'm
Yeah,
going to do.
that's how it starts all the time. But long distance relationships are like there's not a good success rate long term. They're just
No. So there wasn't.
especially unless you're making so much ridiculous amounts of money where you can fly home every week and be with each other on the weekends every week. You know what I mean?
True,
Like that would make
but
more
there was
sense.
plans like maybe on a couple month basis. So within 6 months, I know I'd probably see her 3 times.
I know, but that's tough. That's
Yeah.
tough. So the plan was
I was gonna move
she
out
was
there.
going to move. Well, he was going to maybe move out there, but the other plan was that when she moved out there, because she's in a lease, and instead of losing $1,500 a month in rent, he would take over her place, move into her place, while she moves to New York, and then it's a win-win. So he gave notice at his current apartment, and well, to make a long story short, she's not taking the job in New York. So guess who's moving in with each other?
Shit.
This guy.
You know what's so funny?
Yeah.
Because here's the reality.
The change of events that have happened through this podcast with this man is wonderful.
That's
so
all I was
from 1
gonna
minute,
say.
from being online, dating all these lovely Hispanic ladies
You
to
call Hispanic ladies.
well, there was a few of them.
Yeah.
To now,
I don't discriminate.
now you're going to. So you're not moved in yet, are you?
No. The plan is
What's
so
the?
it's still like 15. There's still like a 30-day till it happens. So it's only going to be still young in our relationship. And I was like, wow, because I thought again, time. I stayed and did month to month, and she was out there another 6 months. I say 9 to about a year of knowing. Of 9 months dating, you're going to know, hey, am I going to try this? And that's another adventure out there, you know.
Yeah,
Because I'd move my whole kind of scenario, and because I actually.
So have you? Let me ask you this: have you ever lived with a girlfriend before?
I have when I was 33, and she had 2 kids, so I did take on.
You took
played
on that
Papa.
role.
Oh,
Okay.
And these kids looked like me, and it
Oh
was crazy.
shit!
And the thing is, I went into that relationship thinking it was. I was 33, so I was like, I felt like this is what.
Yeah, this
You
is
were
where
supposed to
This is where I'm
do.
at. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you realize, it made me even believe more so that you need to live with someone to even know if you even want to marry them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, there's no even. I come
'cause
from a conservative family.
You know damn well she's going to want to get married and have kids eventually one day, and I think you've alluded to that fact earlier. But that's normal. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
just normal facts of life. So the reason I asked if you had lived with anyone before, because I was going to kind of crack on you about all the things that you need to prepare yourself for.
No.
So that was almost 10 years ago. You
That was
lived
almost
with someone.
10 years ago, and I gave it
Shit
a good.
changes.
Yeah, and I've matured. I'm ready. I wasn't ready because even though I moved in with her, I knew I didn't want to marry her. It's like, how do you, like,
Now he's ready. Less than a year ago, he was in the bars in OB every night. Now he's ready to move in. Look at you. Our boy's all grown up. He's all grown up and he's all grown up.
I don't know if it's ready to move in, but like the circumstances, like, just flipped. I mean, like, I was like, okay, shoot, I start making plans, and that's how I am. I start like, okay, start getting excited, but then when things kind of change, like, And it's like, okay, now we're really gonna know. It's gonna be real now.
Now it's the test. Now,
The test just came.
Can I do this or can I not do this? Well, I got to tell you, again.
Oh shit, man!
Like I said earlier.
Whew. And I hope it doesn't change because it seems so.
Moving
supportive.
in's not going to change anything. No, it's going to make things better. If
since
anything,
we've been
honestly.
dating, like super supportive of like I get together probably besides our podcast, I with gentlemen playing acoustics, trying to do open mics maybe once or twice a week, being proactive. Like I hope she goes. She's been good about it.
She doesn't seem like she's not a controlling person.
Yeah.
She's very open minded. I thought everyone that's met her has loved her so far. So I'm happy for you. Honestly, I'm happy for you.
I wonder
if we didn't like her, like I'd let you know. You know,
true that. But what if they just pass a test in the beginning and then it changes?
Yeah, but I've met her more than once. We've spent time. We've done things like.
Yeah,
she's cool as shit.
We went to the Venetian. That was a badass experience, and that was like a.
Yeah, it was one of Joey's last nights at the Venetian. Joey Giacalone, my next door neighbor. Before him and his brother Frank finally sold the restaurant. That was a good night. We were invited by Joey's wife, Julie, for a final little goodbye for close friends and family.
Kind of like it's kind of pricey. I mean, even though we got hooked up, it was a kind of close to a $200 bill type.
Yeah, we were there for hours and hours.
Yeah, we were drinking.
We drank. Our alcohol bill was $150 of it.
Yeah, but it was an awesome night. That like, okay, is this the right place? And especially to meet you and Carrie.
I think it was a perfect place for her to meet everyone. I think it was good. It was very social.
Very social.
She got thrown into the
party.
She got thrown into the wolves, like so to speak, with like meeting everyone and everyone. It was a big love fest. You know what I mean? Like especially with Joey, he's like the ultimate.
Did you tell him you mentioned
host.
it was retirement?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. They sold the restaurant. Yeah.
So we should rate. I know we're gonna rate places, but that was an amazing dinner. I've been to Cesarino's, and that's another hot spot in OB. Man, those two are like the peaks in Point Loma OB of all San Diego. We got La Jolla downtown, and we got this in our backyard. So that was really cool. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. No.
We got the red carpet.
We got the red carpet. We got the perfect table. We were right in the heat of everything.
Yeah.
We like had all the shenanigans went on around us.
Shots tequila.
Yeah. They had guest speakers. It was a great
the
night.
priest that came out. And...
Yeah. That was a cool night.
So yeah, you guys got a chance to behind.
You brought her to a great situation. She was able to hang out with us. We saw what she was like under pressure.
Yeah,
because she had to meet 50 to 60 new people.
Yeah.
Like in a very secluded environment, very intimate environment, and she was great. Like absolutely, like everything was good. The food was good, the service was good, like the wine was good, the drinks were good, the company was great. Like it was good. So we look forward to seeing her again for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like she knows me and she's cool with all my little quirkiness and.
Yeah, but everyone's got. That,
I hope it don't change. This is a little.
Yeah, but
the green. I like the herb, and I'm in her spot, and she's been like cool about that too. So that's huge. Like,
she's accepted you.
Yeah,
and she's not. I'm gonna assume she's not the type that's gonna try to get you to change any habits. Like, you're a very responsible person anyway. Like, everyone smokes weed. Who cares? Like that's not a big deal, and it's legal, so no one can really say shit anymore. It's not like you're doing drugs. Like,
that we should even. That's a topic on itself of just the marijuana industry and what's right. And today's like if you go to corporate and then even with the DUI scenario.
We need to. On a side note, I'd like to bring Chelsea back.
Yes.
Because
so much has changed.
So much has changed since we had her on the show, especially with the legalization.
And we've now got the cameras.
Yeah, we can get her on camera. And she's been killing it.
Dude,
like, I saw her on Facebook. She's like rock climbing.
She's on video.
And doing all kinds of rad shit. Good for you, Chelsea. Right on. Good
LinkedIn,
stuff.
Bro. She has a big presence. She's connected with all the big top
cannabis
every
people.
Different sector of it, whether it's people that make it, compress it, the CB oils. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Side note.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions for her because I know I've met through friends a lot of people that are really, really big time in the cannabis industry. So I'd like to get her take on not only their product, but just where it's gone in the last, like,
just the laws
like a year since we've had her. So
yeah, dude,
it would be
crazy
good to have her
how
on.
time flies by.
Yeah. I'll hit her up.
So it's going on right now to this day. I don't want to get too.
So how long have you and Ellie been together?
Yeah, it's going.
It's been what, like 4 months?
Yeah, about 3.5, and it'll be about 4.5. And I don't know if is that too soon to be.
No.
Not to be moving in. And that
not really.
So okay, what do you think about this facial hair? I'm showing my grace.
I saw the little scruff. I was noticing that earlier. I've never seen that on you before.
Yeah. So she's got me to accept it because in my mind.
Oh, you're worried about the gray?
Yeah, I didn't think.
Fuck, dude, you kidding me? Look at this shit.
I know, but
if I don't fucking.
But I was trying
to
hide my age
hair,
out
I look
there.
like fucking. What's his face? The dude with the salt and pepper hair. Like my shit is.
Oh man,
my shit is gray as fuck.
Okay,
dude.
when I was single, I'm just saying now I'm not single. Like she likes it, so and it's actually getting me a lot. Like I'm getting a lot of good responses for friends and just saying, hey, that looks good. So, but I cleaned it up today because I got a new potential gig, so I wanted to go and clean cut. But yeah, I think I'm excited about growing it out. Actually,
cool. Looks good.
Yeah,
I approve.
So yeah, she's been supportive. So it's been about like how you said, about 3.5 months. Time of my move in will be about 4.5 months.
I don't think that's too soon at all. I think that's a perfect feel out period, especially because we're adults now. You're not like 20 something dating for 3-4 months, moving in, and even that. I mean, honestly, that's plenty enough time. That's enough time to really get to know each other. Here's the thing, bro. You guys have been together 3.5 months. You sleep at each other's house every fucking night. Like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
Really, what's the difference? Is there ever a time when you're like, oh, I gotta go home, I need my space, kind of thing?
It's learning that. It's learning that everyone has times like
everyone needs their space.
Space to decompress. Now that I have it was cool. I invited friends over to gig, but I was like, hey, the other night, do you mind? She was gonna come home around 8. I knew that, and what if they're still here? And they're still doing music. Say, can't you do it on it? Like, so it's like,
Yeah, but that would be a nagging girlfriend. She wasn't, right? She didn't.
No, yeah, true that. But but like having my own spot, like there's times like I like
push the envelope a little bit.
Yeah, well, no, not the envelope, just to have to 10. Like people should. I don't know. I want to grow in music, so I want music around at any time. So
we'll just let her know that. I'm sure she won't have a problem with that.
So and she doesn't. I think that the reality we're in this smaller, new, cool 1-bedroom, what have you, where she's at. It's her. I can't wait to even you guys come and visit. But
you guys are near us, so
yeah, it's tight quarters. But she's she's perfectionist. That's for sure.
Oh, she got the OCD house. No, that's good. I'm that way, and I lose that battle daily. But I get it. Good for her. Nice and tidy is not a bad thing. So that's that with the AO relationship thing. We're gonna
I'm in it.
Not quite as exciting as it used to be, but I can't dog them because she's awesome and they're happy. So hey, shit happens. Now we've got to dig into moving forward, like with next show. Like, okay, what happened this week that she get mad at you about, or what dumb shit did you do? Where did you leave your laundry? Where did you? You know what I mean? But you're a clean person, though. Anyway,
I'm very clean. So. Or even just the stuff we did. I know there's stupid stuff I'm doing all the time. That's
well, it's because you're a stoner. Because that's going to happen.
Is that? Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah. Trust me, that's what it is.
So you just got to laugh it off,
Yeah, good stuff. All right, well let's move on. We've got a whole bunch of new events that have happened since we've seen you last, and stuff we want to talk about. Like, for example, I was able to attend George Lopez's annual Who Weed in My Pool barbecue. Once again, Deanna Maria Riva, who's been on the show.
Dude, she's been all over the place.
She's been killing it. Yeah, she the show
Sunnyside, Dead to Me
was up for Golden Globe Awards for Christina Applegate. They wrapped season 2 of that.
She was on another show too.
Sunnyside moved to Hulu from NBC, so hopefully that keeps going. She was on the Disney Plus channel opened, and their kickoff movie was called Noelle, and she was one of the stars of the movie with Anna Kendrick and Bill Hader. So that one, and Shirley MacLaine for all you OGs. So that one worked really well for her.
Not only all that, just the press she's doing. Like she's on.
Oh, she was on KTLA, and then she was on LA Times with her backyard, a piece on her relaxing fire pit backyard thing.
I see her on Ellen someday.
Oh, she'll be there for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Well, she's been on other talk shows too.
Yeah,
The View and
she's been on The View.
was it The View or what's the other one? Maybe not The View. The one with Sharon Osbourne and she filled in for Sharon Osbourne on whatever the name of that fucking show is.
Well, we got to ask her when she comes.
Well, we're gonna have her back anyway.
Yeah,
because we were all too drunk on Bloody Marys last time we had her here, and we need to tighten that ship up a little bit. So anyway, I did post photos on the Facebook page of the
This is
George
second
Lopez
year,
party.
right?
This is the second year I've been. Met a bunch of amazing people. Edward James almost is a stud. Like, dude, you're awesome.
Was he there last year?
Lawrence Fishburne was there again. Anthony Anderson, a bunch of great people, like really cool celebrities. Edward James almost was not there last year. I met him this year for the first time. Matt Barnes, former NBA player, was there.
I just saw him do
He's
a Kobe
cool.
special, and that guy, he has stories after stories. His wife was on another
Barnes
reality
is
show.
a thug, dude.
Yeah,
He's rad.
he's rad.
He's cool as shit.
Dude, it's tough because he's still like, we want to be young forever, don't we? Like, we want to be.
Well, he's younger than us, actually. He's much
he?
younger than us. He just retired from the NBA like a year ago.
That's true.
He's in his 30s, but he's got it going on. He's rich and he's super fucking cool guy. Talked to him for a little bit at the party. He was a nice guy.
Who, anyone stand out on there, or what was there?
Edward James almost was cool as shit. Like,
Was it
talking to him? I mean, talking to Lawrence Fishburne is always a treat.
So tell people about it. Like, it's a herb thing. Well, what?
Well, George puts on the party. I talked about it last year. He puts on the party. It's called Who Weed in My Pool. You get a tie-dye shirt with a different color every year. Basically, fully catered party, DJs, live bands. Cedric the Entertainer was there last year, but this year was, like I said, Edward James Olmos. Lawrence Fishburne was there again. Great food, great people. There's dudes walking around handing out joints. Like, everyone's
So you're
drunk and
stoned?
high. It's a hosted bar. Like, it's a good time. It's a really good time. His house is amazing up in Hollywood Hills.
Yeah,
Los Feliz area.
Yeah, that's a nice friend to have. I hope.
Yeah,
you,
George is super cool. He's very hospitable. He's a great host.
Do you think he would
funny
ever
as
come on
shit.
our show? Do you think he?
Hey man, sky's the limit. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Dude, that'd be great.
Next time he's in town doing a show, I'll have Deanna hit him up and see if we can snag him. That would be pretty
I mean,
cool.
we're it's the way we do the show. We're in it's like a little studio, and it's really cool. We get to come here face to face. Some people
Personable. We're very personable, and we don't
Yeah.
pull punches. So that's
and it'd be interesting because we're bringing different friends, whether it be restaurant owners, and I think I'm not saying Deanna's like that's kind of crazy, but to have, I know everyone's regular, but that'd be interesting to blow me away.
cool. Yeah. Let's jump into a little NFL, shall we? I don't know if anyone notices my hat or this luxurious items
Because
on
we
the
haven't
wall.
been, and you guys are there,
But we are down to the AFC and NFC championship games.
looking strong too.
I was the only one who picked Tennessee up until this date. I picked him in both games. Thank you very much, Derrick Henry. You're a fucking beast. But everyone thought I was crazy.
Who took the Patriots? Though was it them?
Titans beat New England in New England, and then they went to Baltimore and beat the number 1 seed in Baltimore handily. They handled Baltimore. Derrick Henry ran for 195 yards.
So he's still
threw for a
He's
touchdown.
still in the playoffs right now, Henry, right?
Yeah. They're playing at KC tomorrow.
And it's the Hawaiian kid, right? Still, that's the quarterback for the Titans.
No, they benched him week 4 or week 5, and Ryan Tannehill, who they acquired from Miami, has been lighting it up the second half of the season. One of the top-rated quarterbacks
He was badass
of the
in
entire
Miami.
league.
And
He was okay in Miami, but he ran
team.
for his life. He had no team.
Yeah.
And you put him on a good team, and the guy's like one of the highest-rated passers in the second half of the NFL season. And he's been Mr. Consistent. He's been killing it. You got the NFL leading rusher. That guy's a fucking monster.
How long is this Henry? He's been there for like 3 or 4 years?
I think this is his 3rd or 4th year. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, stud.
But wasn't there another
year.
Henry
Fourth
back
year.
in the days that used to be probably about 10 years ago?
I don't know. There's been lots of other players with that name, but
Yeah.
anyway, Derrick Henry's a beast. He had 188 yards against the Patriots. He had 195 yards against the Titans, and they know he's running, and no one can fucking stop him.
Is it the
He's
line?
a fucking monster. His line is a stud, but still, like, He's 6'4", 245. Like, you can't take him down. When when DBs see him coming at him, he's like, fuck this. They don't want any part of having to tackle him.
That's so opposite of like a Barry Sanders. That's
seriously. So he is a freight train coming at you.
Wow.
Freight train. You can't tackle him anywhere above his waist because he threw, like, to quote Stephen A. Smith, he threw Earl Thomas, all-pro Earl Thomas. He threw him like a piece of paper out of his way. One-handed. Boom. Out of my way, bitch.
All season?
He's the NFL leading rusher.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
So these teams knew what to expect?
Exactly. And he's still running them over. Like, how do you stop something you know is coming? I guess you don't.
So so this week is...
So they play KC tomorrow, Saturday.
And that's a huge game.
Well, it's the AFC Championship game. Of course it's a huge game. Where goes to the Super Bowl?
But Mahone.
Oh, my God. Oh, let's talk about that game really quick before I get into God's team. How are you down 24-0
That's all I heard
just fucking light it up and score 7 straight touchdown drives? 7 straight touchdown drives after being down 24-0.
Dude, that's crazy.
Is insane.
That was crazy. That was like...
That's insane. I know why they compare him to Rodgers, because that kid is money. He's magic.
Towards the even second quarter, how did they even make that happen by the third quarter and just dominate him so bad? I heard
KC scored that one touchdown to, I think Williams caught it, and it was 24-7. I'm like, oh, pity party. I left to go get more booze at the grocery store. By the time I left the grocery store, KC had the ball first and goal, going to take the lead. They was already 24-21, and they took the lead 2 plays later. I couldn't fucking believe it.
That's a great game. So this is who do you think's gonna win?
Ooh, you know what?
KC
I'm not
Titans, Tennessee.
I can't not root for Tennessee anymore. They've
cannot
done me well, and that running game and that defense, that's what wins championships, man. Like I can't knock them.
So
I mean, the one thing about KC is their defense isn't great. It's good, but it's not great.
Did anyone expect?
But when you can
Tennessee
score 51 fucking points in 2.5 quarters, like,
did anyone expect
good.
Tennessee in the beginning of the year?
No, 0. They were 9-7. They're a 6 seed wild card. Wow. Came in and just been stomping. So kudos to Mike Vrabel. Kudos to that team. Kudos to Tannehill getting on a team with an actual offensive line.
Good acquisitions.
That organization is on the up and up. So good for them. Now in the NFC, we had the Saints lose at home to the Vikings again. I don't know how they lose to the Vikings.
How did the Vikings get?
Fucking Vikings in New Orleans and beat them.
So, okay.
Again, another controversial call at the end where Rudolph kind of pushed off and caught the game-winning touchdown. I thought it was pass interference, offensive, but I can see it go either way. I get it. I mean, it was, but his arm was fully extended. I mean, by the length of the law, by the way it's written, that was offensive pass interference. I'm more of a let them play kind of guy, just because I've been burned as a Packer fan for years.
So you get to play someone that's around your area for the championship games, Vikings and Green Bay.
What?
Who are you playing in the championship game?
Well, we're going to get to that in a second. I'm talking about first round. It's got nothing to do with territory. It's just where the
but that's
teams
crazy.
with the best records.
But that's still
But we're not. But we didn't play Minnesota, so that doesn't matter.
Oh.
Minnesota beat New Orleans and then had to play the winner. Depending on the other games. So Green Bay played Seattle, hosted Seattle. If Seattle would have won, Minnesota would have played Seattle. But because Green Bay, sea chickens, suck it. Beat Seattle, Minnesota had to play San Francisco.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So the NFC Championship game now on Sunday is my beloved Green Bay Packers
and San Fran
traveling to San Francisco, where they got their ass beat earlier this year. I'll admit they handed us an ass whooping, 37-9, I think was the final.
Dude,
but this is the playoffs.
That's gonna be the highest rated game. That's almost like a Super Bowl game.
I'm telling you. Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. That's the fucking boogeyman, bro.
Garoppolo, everyone was hating on him this year. Dude, everyone became a 49er fan.
My God. Have you seen a bigger bandwagon since Seattle Seahawks?
I've seen it because the Rams back in the days when they went to it.
Oh, with Kurt Warner and everybody?
Or even after that to the recently when they just first came back. But California Pride, I'm down.
Oh, kiss my ass.
Okay. Hey,
all I'm saying is the boogeyman's coming to San Francisco this weekend. Y'all better watch out.
We have to dedicate, I know you want to talk about God's team, but we should start the second half and dedicate at least another 5 to 10 minutes so you can talk about where and how they got there. Let's go to our sponsors and we'll come back.
Okay, well, we can pick up because we got other sports to talk about. Okay, we'll take a break right now.
We have UFC.
Yeah, we got UFC, NBA, we got all kinds
Connor.
of shit. We'll take a break. Our sponsor for the first half is National Fire Protection. If you own a commercial business, meaning retail, restaurant, hotel, etc., and you need fire protection, sprinkler inspections, fire alarm inspections, repair work, look no further than National Fire Protection. You can find them at www.nfpti.com or just Google National Fire Protection, and they'll pop right up. Their number is 1-800-966-4697.
Dude, they're a national account.
Yep, absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you. We'll see you in the second half. All right, welcome back, everybody, to episode 13. 2M2H, Billy the Kid, Mighty AO.
Lucky 13, 2020, bro.
That's right, 2020.
2020.
It is
2020 vision.
January 17th, and we're gearing up. I want to touch back on the AFC, NFC Championship games. Actually, I just want to touch on the Packers a little bit.
Yeah, we highlighted all the other teams that are in the finals before the Super Bowl.
The thing that kills me is they finished the season 13-3, and barring a Seattle loss to San Francisco, if Seattle would have pulled that game out, we would have been the number 1 seed, and this NFC Championship game would be in Green Bay. However, Seattle fucked us, and San Francisco ended up being the number 1 seed. If they would have lost that game, they would have been dropped down to the 5 seed, which is crazy, but it is what it is. You know what? If we're going to be the best, we got to beat the best. So
this is the best. Like I was talking before that first half, San Fran. A lot of people from Cali even going up to that game.
Yeah, the bandwagon is strong right now. Whatever. There'll be plenty of Packer fans there representing.
So what's your thoughts? I mean,
here's the thing.
This is like Aaron Rodgers. These are the 2 studs in my mind of quarterbacks. So
Garoppolo's not that great of a quarterback. Let's get that notion out of there. His defense and his running game is what's keeping them so good. Their defense is fucking retarded right now.
But he's had a good season, right?
Not bad. He's not bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dogging on him, but he's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not, you know what I mean?
No,
he's not one of those guys. Not yet, anyway. And who knows? I mean, I'm sure he's got a pretty bright future. Anyway, everyone was dogging the Packers. They finished 13-3, and still critics are calling them the worst 13-3 team they've ever seen because they squeak out games, and I'm like, they're winning though. Like, I don't give a fuck how they win. If you go 13-3, you are not a bad team. You are a good team. So, put your fucking phone down. Are you kidding me right now? How dare you? Anyway, I to all you critics and all you haters, suck a dick. Like, they've once again persevered. They handled Seattle. They gave Russell Wilson too much time in the second half, but they still kicked ass. Their defense was fantastic. And the thing this year about the Packers that real football analysts know is that Aaron Rodgers doesn't have to put the team on his shoulders like he's done in the past. He doesn't have to win games like he's had the last several years. Not having Jordy and only having Devontae, not having a receiving core. We've had no running game for so long. And now we've got fucking Aaron Jones, who's an absolute beast, tied the second in rushing and tied for rushing touchdowns, tied for first place, and tied for most touchdowns in the season. He tied Derrick Henry for rushing touchdowns, and he tied Christian McCaffrey for most touchdowns, receiving and rushing. So the guy's an absolute stud, and his backup Jamal Williams is also a legit threat. So between having a running game now and having a defense, we got a good GM who brought in Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith. Like, God bless those 2 guys. That tandem led the league in sacks this year as a tandem. Like, they're killing it right now. So we're a different team, and they're starting to get hot now. You saw some of the throws Rodgers made against Seattle. It's just like dimes, like absolute perfection.
He always
like,
does that. I mean,
that,
that's him. I mean,
right, but
he's
in
the
that
man.
cold, and all these people doubt him.
So they're playing in San Fran with amazing weather.
Well, it's supposed to be like in the 40s, cloudy, kind of crappy San Francisco, typical day.
Oh, it's not going to be pretty? Okay.
Which is perfect because it kind of reminds me, they've been showing on NFL Network the Packers Niners 97 NFC Championship game where we went to their house, shut them down in a low scoring game. It was like 16-3 at one point. I can't remember what the final was, but I'm anticipating that kind of game. I don't think we're gonna blow the doors off in scoring, but I think we're gonna score just enough to keep San Fran at bay. I think our defense is going to step up. I think we're going to stop the run. I think our secondary is super solid. Jair Alexander's a beast. Darnell Savage, like Adrian Amos, like we've got a solid defense right now. So, I like all the Niners.
What's your thoughts? I mean,
I think we're going to win a close one in San Fran. Okay. I think we're going to Miami. I think Green Bay is going to the Super Bowl, and I'm going to say that because I'm a fan anyway. But I really think that they can go in there and put it down. I think they can win a game. I think they can win like a 21-20 type game.
They don't have to be in cold weather, so that's what's cool.
Well, the weather's not an issue for that team.
So they can go up and down. And so you don't think because they're so I know but they have the advantage when they go and play the cold. They're gonna if San Fran was going there, dude, San Fran doesn't have a chance in my mind.
No, because they don't lose at Lambeau in the playoffs.
Yeah,
they just don't.
What do you think about is home team advantage? I mean,
home field advantage is a big thing for sure.
Yeah, I mean, goes unless you're a shitty team, but as a good team.
Yeah, but we're talking about the NFC Championship game. Like it's gonna help San Fran for sure. But
weather
the way to beat home field advantage is to get an early lead, jump on them quick, and shut them down early because that keeps the crowd out of it. If you don't give the crowd something to cheer about, the crowd's not behind them. The crowd's not a factor anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be loud the first quarter anyway. But after that, like if you shut a team down, like Tennessee did to Baltimore, I've never heard Baltimore that quiet. I've never heard, like, even though Houston fucking blew it because Bill O'Brien's an idiot, Houston silenced Arrowhead Stadium, which like nothing I've ever seen before. The entire first quarter, you could hear a pin drop in Arrowhead, and that's the loudest stadium in the country, documented. They went up 24-0, and that stadium was in complete shock.
Why is that place more louder than any?
Because their fans are just insane, and they set the decibel meter level. Like they had it, then Seattle took it, and then KC actually took it back, which I think is more impressive. Because if you put KC fans
it's a fan.
Well, it's fan noise, yeah. Because check this out. They're outside in a bowl. Seattle's like technically outside, but they have these levels they created, and they acoustically made it to
modified.
Be louder.
So it's
Arrowhead's
not true.
been there since the 60s, 70s. Like, and it's not built for that, and they're still louder.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, right? So anyway, it's not going to be easy. I think it's going to be an ugly game. For people wanting to see an exciting game, it's going to be a defensive running game battle. I think it's going to be a battle of. It's going to be one of those games where I think the team with the ball last wins. I think it's going to come down to last possession. I think it's going to come down to turnovers. It's
going to go to, like you're saying, the last 30 seconds.
It's going to be a turnover game, and I think whoever controls the clock wins the game. And that's going to be tough to do against San Francisco because of their team.
So interesting. So when you say that, no matter what, whoever clock split, and if they have 51% of the time, it doesn't matter if they have that 1% more. Just having that.
Well, I mean that's cutting it really close. I just think that whoever has a distinct time possession advantage should win that game.
Yeah, no, this is a big game for you because didn't last year you guys were in the same scenario too, right?
No, we haven't been in the playoffs in 2 years. It's been odd for me. It was the end of Mike McCarthy's tenure. We went through a couple coaches, like It's been weird, and that's what's so amazing about this
year.
Because
the last couple of years, you used to talk shit, and you've been more low key. Because I don't see.
Well, we didn't have a coach, and yada yada. We didn't have a defense.
So you're kind of like
now we have a defense. We have a first year head coach in Matt LaFleur, and
but he's the old quarterback, right?
No.
Where's he? Who's Matt?
No, he's a young guy that's come up the road. He came up with Kyle Shanahan, the head coach of the Niners. They were both young guys who came up as assistants through the NFL. They worked together.
No prior football quarterbacking.
He may have played in high school, or I don't think he played in college. I'm pretty sure he didn't play in college. He's been on the coaching side of it for most of his career, and he's only 39 or 40 years old. So it's
wow.
He just
I like these young quarterbacks. Okay, this is weird, and I'm not going to get into politics or what have you, but it just seems that a lot of younger guys are stepping up to being coaches.
Well, yeah, it started
like
with the Rams guy, with McVay.
What's he? How old
and then
he?
Shanahan. I mean, he's built a good team around him. I mean, John Lynch is a GM. He's done an exceptional job in San Fran. I'm not knocking them. I mean, as much as I want to beat them, I mean, they've done a good job. Like, they have their team is amazing. He's done like a killer job as a GM. He brought in all that defense. He drafted Nick Bosa, who's an absolute terror.
So he did this his first year, because
obviously Lynch has been there, I think, 2 years as the GM.
Oh, Lynch.
I think he's been there 2 years. I think it's his second year as GM. But anyway, they're a good team. It's going to be tough.
But this is a big deal.
Go Pack, please.
Because this is a pack house. This is.
I want to go to Miami. I've never been to Florida, and this would be a great reason.
I'm not
going to
hate on
Miami.
it. I'm going to go Danica Patrick.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! You're going to bring her up? Come on,
dude. It's
another big thing happening this weekend, other than the on Saturday anyway, other than the AFC Championship game, is the obvious UFC fight between Conor McGregor and Donald Cerrone.
It's a fresh new year, man. What
do you think?
They ended off great, and they're starting out great. That's kind of what the
thoughts on the fight.
Initial thoughts. I saw him post up, kind of do the weigh-ins, size-wise.
It's the quietest I've ever seen Conor.
Yeah, no, because he had all those problems coming back. This guy's a changed man. He did a lot of slapping old men to accusations.
That was fucking ridiculous. Cell phones.
I mean, he knows. I mean, I can't even imagine coming in.
Well, the weird thing was, did you see at the presser that even Conor himself said, I'm not, they were asking why he wasn't more candid and animated or whatever. And the one thing that I admired him for, which was the first thing I've ever admired him for, was that he had respect. He said, "This is not a fight out of hate. This fight, I respect the man I'm fighting." And he's talking about Cowboy.
But he still talks like everyone owes him, which they do, because he's getting paid probably 80% more than Donald. Yeah. But Donald's making the most he ever had. So it's like.
Well, that's usually how it goes the last several.
But Conor's put this mystique on him, and what's gonna be. I don't know who's going to win.
Okay.
Donald,
who are you pulling for?
Oh, shit.
I'm pulling for Cowboy. I love Cerrone. I think he's a stud. To be at his age and still fighting and still winning. I mean, he's coming off a loss, but he had won like 6 or 8 fights in a row. Yeah. And he's 36. Isn't he 36 years old?
He has all these greatest.
And he's got his kids UFC in the ring with him afterwards. Like
all these.
He's a stud. He's a legend. He's got 34 wins. Like. He's a stud. I hate Conor McGregor. I fucking hate him.
We want a good fight. They're playing mad respect to each other.
If I was a gambling man, I would obviously bet on Conor, but
it's weird. It's like, let's say hypothetically, these gentlemen heard us before, and I wouldn't want to be like one or the other and them hold me accountable. Like, I would want to hang out and do all the things that Cerrone's doing, because he lives this awesome lifestyle. Just the coolest guy, talking, but there's a fascination with Conor. There's this Conor.
Well, because Conor's always been a self-marketing
just
genius.
A genius.
Like,
genius.
I'll give him credit. Like, the guy.
He talks well. He feels he's being authentic in himself.
He's a professional shit talker that knows how to get in people's heads.
He does.
He does it. I saw a thing today. He does it during fights. He yells in people's faces and fucking talks mad shit. He is the king of getting in someone's head.
Is he Kobe Bryant like?
He didn't get into the last guy's head he fought. What's his name? I can't even pronounce his name.
No, he didn't get into Khabib.
Khabib,
yeah.
Khabib.
No way.
Khabib fucking thumped him up. But anyway.
But he took his licks.
I thought it was weird that he has been on a passive for him.
But he was doing stupid shit, throwing.
Dude, the bus incident in New York, the slapping an old man in a bar in Ireland, taking someone's cell phone and smashing it.
But you know,
he's an asshole.
I've seen you be an asshole in your younger days. So I've been an asshole in my younger days. So like I know.
Yeah, but I wasn't that guy. I didn't slap an old man.
No.
Or fucking take someone's cell phone and smash it.
No, but you never had.
Because they were taking a picture of me. Like
true, but you never had a paparazzi crazy up on you like where you and maybe you're drunk and somehow. Dude,
I've taken lots of fucking photographs with people,
but not Conor McGregor style, bro.
Of course not.
Like where like you're.
But you know what? But here's the thing: you only hear about him doing that because most professional fighters know where and when to be in public and how to act with public. You can't be a professional fighter, which is technically a role model to some, and go in public and act like a fucking idiot like that. You can't go in gang mentality with a posse of people in a fucking theater, chase people down at a bus, and throw fucking dollies in the window
biggest people
and smash
do that.
it. No, who's done that? Who's injured people like that?
The Russian mafia. Those people, they don't mess around. All the biggest people, and those are bigger than Conor McGregor.
We're talking about UFC fighters.
But I'm just talking about like people in general. When you're that big, you will.
What the fuck are you talking about? We're talking about UFC and Conor McGregor.
He's getting on that level where maybe someday he might be Putin-like. I'm just joking.
You need to stop smoking so much pot before we record the show. Okay, so moving on from UFC, because I'm not getting anything quality out of him right now other than Putin references.
I'm just saying the ego gets to you, and when the ego gets to you, he got big, bro. So I think...
Well, yeah, he made more money than God and turned into a mega dick.
He has his own whiskey.
That doesn't justify being a dick, though, bro.
No, it doesn't.
That does not justify being a dick.
No. Okay, wait, let's talk about... Wait, who you say...
I want Cerrone to win.
I say Conor, and the reason.
But if I were to gamble, I think Conor's going to win the fight.
The reason why I want Conor, not because that's why I was talking nice. I want, in actuality, I want Donald for self-purpose, but I want to see Conor win so he can fight
Khabib again.
No, his name's Jorge Masvidal.
Oh, Masvidal. Would they fight next?
Supposedly.
What about Khabib?
Because that would just be a bigger fight because. Masvidal,
you don't think
Masvidal is going to go this? Hold on.
That would be a bigger fight.
Yes, it will.
With what happened at the fight, you're telling me a rematch of those two wouldn't be a bigger fight?
Masvidal just became a fighter this past year. This guy came out like how he came out with his own mezcal tequila.
What the fuck does that have to do with the fight?
He's getting that big. He's like, I'm telling you,
bro. He's nowhere near the draw that a fucking Khabib Conor 2 fight
so
would be.
When you watch the fight tomorrow, he'll be in there, and when we'll talk about what's big next.
I'll tell you, there's no way it would outsell
people that are hearing me. No, Masvidal.
I'm not discounting Masvidal.
How about this? I'm
not discounting him. I'm just telling you that a bigger pay-per-view draw, without a doubt, would be after that melee ringside. Our boy Jason Lee was in.
Did you figure out your email? Let's ask people who they think they're going to win at AO2M2Hpodcast.com.
I can figure that out right now.
Because this is before the fight. I think Conor for Masvidal, but I want Don Cerrone win. The question I have for you guys.
It's okay. Email me at billy@2m2hpodcast.com or AO. And let me know your thoughts.
Podcast, yes. Who do you think's going to win? And do you think Jorge or Khabib is the bigger draw, depending if Conor wins? Just depending if Conor wins.
Of course.
Okay.
Deal. Okay, moving on. Now let's talk about, did you watch the national championship? College national championship. Did you watch LSU Clemson?
I didn't.
You didn't watch it?
I didn't watch it.
You know what? It was kind of a vanilla matchup for me. I wanted Clemson to win because I thought after winning 29 games in a row, they were just going to win one more and shut down the haters. But, you know, I've watched LSU throughout the playoffs in the second half of the season, and I wanted to hate on them. Charlie Parker, I love you. I'm sorry. I know they're your boys. And I'm not hating on them, but, man, Joe Burrow is the fucking real deal, dude. The quarterback for LSU.
Is he a young kid?
He was an OSU transfer. No, I think he's coming out.
Why did he transfer at OSU?
Because he wasn't getting playing time.
And usually, Ohio State's usually the top team. Alabama's always been the top
Ohio State
team.
was in the playoffs too, but he lost out to what's his face? I can't think of the quarterback for OSU. Anyway, he lost.
So he comes back.
Lost the job to him, so he transferred to LSU this year and lights out. Just killed it this year. Won the Heisman.
Wow.
Destroyed everyone. Went 15-0.
Killed it like that.
Killed it like that. Went like manhandled Oklahoma in the playoffs, and then when it came time to meet Clemson, shaky start kind of for him. I will say in the first quarter or so, but then he just turned into Joe Burrow again and fucking was throwing dimes down the field and was just scoring at will. It was amazing. I think they put up fucking 50 points or some shit. Like,
so always crazy. College games are blows So he's basically, he has to go if he just left them.
Oh, he's a senior. He's coming out anyway.
You know what? Like, there's so much sports. There's hockey. UFC has kind of came up. Like, and we haven't even talked about the Lakers yet. Like, it's weird. Like, UFC,
because they're the second best team. Because the first place best team in NBA is Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, they are. You're fucking loving it.
Greek freak.
But it's really hard. I have, like, if I try to keep, it's hard being an artist because you're gonna see me a famous musician someday. But
yeah, don't hold your breath. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about NBA. All right, we can talk about your Lakers. We'll start with your Lakers. How about those Lakers? Everyone kind of knew that when LeBron went there. A little bit of
drama with Kuzma right now.
AD went there. You knew they were going to be good. They're in the West, and the West isn't the same West it has been. It's still probably the better league, but I don't think by much anymore against the East. And on a side note, did you see pictures of your boy AD at Lambeau Field for the Seattle game, all packered up?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, your boy was there, Packer gear on the sidelines. He went with Rondo and Caldwell Pope. Brought his boys to the game, all packered up.
Good.
Eyebrow. Respect
I like it.
to you, eyebrow.
I like it.
Go Pack, go.
Yeah, dude.
Anyway, so I'm not surprised that the Lakers are good. I mean, especially with the fall of Golden State, with all the injuries and everyone leaving and shit. So, not super surprised. They do have the second best record in the NBA right now. They have played the best team in basketball and lost. And how about my beloved Milwaukee Bucks? How about that shit? After last year,
yeah.
After going up 2-0 to Toronto and then losing 4 in a row, which I'm still like, I think I'm still in shock about that bullshit.
Yeah.
But I knew that they would stick around, but after losing Malcolm Brogdon, I was kind of hurt. I was like, I didn't think they'd come back stronger, and they're better this year. They picked up, they re-signed George Hill. They brought in Kyle Korver, who's lights out, and they brought Wes Matthews in to start, and they are fucking lighting it up. Oh, they also brought in Brook Lopez's twin brother Robin, which I think is pretty funny. When our starting center goes out to get a breather, they bring in his twin brother. I thought that was kind of cool. That was pretty cool. So they have a better record now than they did last year at this time.
They have one.
And
when's the half coming up? The half's coming up very soon, right?
The Greek freak is a bad man.
All-Star break's coming up in February. I think they can go. I know the best record is 10 in a season. I think, right?
I think the Warriors have the best record now. Didn't they overtake the Bulls record?
Is it 14 losses in a season?
No, I think it's 82-10. I think they went. I think it's 10. I think you're right with 10.
Even though at 7 losses, I think they'll probably
have 6 losses right now.
6 losses. I think they'll probably be at 15 losses for the season.
I don't see him beating the record for best record all time. I don't see that happening.
But they'll be under 20.
Oh, they'll be way under 20. They'll be in single digit teens, you know what I mean? They'll be 11, 15, 12, 13, right around there.
What do you think? Is it the East? You said, though, you kind of complimented.
No, it's the Greek freak. Dude, we have Coach Bud. Like, Budenholzer's a stud, bro. Like, we have a great coach.
So you're saying you're winning the championship this year?
Oh, we're winning the fucking championship.
You know who you're going to play, right?
I know who we're going to beat.
Who we're going to play? You're going to play Lake.
You're going to play the Clippers.
Come on, bro. Okay, so that's what's kind of exciting now as the season goes on. And, I guess that's the only team I could claim that, because everyone. I just got a little Laker ball from saying for my buddy that because I used to talk like how I used to talk about 311. I used to talk about Kobe, right?
Yeah,
and so,
always Kobe. And as much as I hated the Lakers and do hate the Lakers, I still think Kobe's maybe the second best, third best basketball player of all time.
True that, but he gets respect.
Like that motherfucker was nasty.
He gets respect as the top 3 too, and that's hard to say. And then also, he's taken on a good genius role. Dude, he's won an Oscar. I don't know if you want to know that, but
who won an Oscar?
Kobe.
He won an Oscar? When?
He did some filming production and something.
Oh, not for acting. He was involved in something. I'm like, I've never seen that fool in anything.
But the Lakers, that's gonna be exciting. That's a lot of good things to talk about, dude. We got the coming up. I hope your team wins this weekend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll touch more on it when we wrap it up. I want to get into some other stuff, non-sports topics. I got a few things I want to bring up to you that I thought were noteworthy.
Yeah.
First of all, on a side note, I would like to bring up the fact that if those of you who have not paid attention to the fires in Australia, that shit is terrible and horrific. And if there's anything you can do to donate money or anything to one of the many funds in Australia, like when you look at a map and you see all the fires and I know they hype it up for media, but when I see the koala bears and the kangaroos and the wildlife, like that just breaks
seems
my
like
fucking
a whole
heart, dude.
Just like we had it up in Northern Cal, it felt like the whole Northern Cal's on fire, but it's like all Australia.
No, this is 100 times bigger than anything
That's what I'm
we
saying.
had
Like
here.
Australia's big. It's the whole Australia.
It's all the way around. Like I don't
understand how and why is it.
Well,
like,
there's
what is
they
it?
Found,
Is
they found out there's a lot of arson that is taking place.
So that's what. But okay,
those
so
fuckers need to fry. Like,
dude, that's
no pun intended. Like
arson claims that, but the thing is, they kind of. It's obviously
actually pun intended.
Do you think whether it was dry or not, just more people just
no? It was arson. It wasn't a climate fire. It was arson. It's
people
starting. That's proven. Like people suck. People suck.
And it's crazy. They probably know like how in California they know that they just
like
know
why would
winds.
you do that? Like why would you do that? Like why would you harm your habitat, your animal life, like your people?
Because to them it's
terrible. I don't want to dwell too much on it. I just wanted to make note of it.
Thank you.
I want people to really think about looking into some of the donatable charities for that.
Good cause.
I wanted on a lighter note, I do want to give a shout out because hopefully coming up soon I can get my guy from the waterfront to be a guest on the show. But I wanted to tell you that a really neat thing that happened recently.
Who at the waterfront?
At the waterfront. Waterfront Bar and Grill had a private show recently. It was a couple Tuesdays ago, and they had no one else but Too Short performed live at the waterfront, bro, where you and I used to work.
Why didn't you tell me about
Short
that?
Dog, because I found out about it the day of.
Yeah.
And I received an anonymous call,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't tell me who was going to be there. They just told me to be there at a certain time.
Yeah.
And
dude, that's crazy. So that just even comes up to like.
Well, I didn't even get to go. Work fucked me up. Like I feel stupid for not going, but I saw videos and I saw pictures, and how cool is that? Too Short played at our old bar, dude. Like,
dude, okay, so that's even
cool.
From where that bar went, and we're gonna bring on a guest, Chad.
Well, we're gonna hope to.
Yeah, and then hopefully get Guard next. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, we've got. I'm gonna mention a whole lot of people that I hope we get as guests. And the last, for those of you who have been watching us since day one, I used to bring up a bunch of like odd news stories that I would find from all over the planet.
Yeah, we need to do that more.
Well, I found one that I thought was pretty interesting. So there was a pig farmer in Poland who went missing on December 31st. And about a week and a half later, a neighbor found his bones in his pig farm.
He found whose bones?
The missing farmer. So apparently what had happened is the farmer had a fucking heart attack out while feeding the pigs, dropped and died, and then the pigs ate him. They fucking ate him. They only found fragments of like a leg bone and part of a skull bone.
Just
they
the remnants.
grinded him. So when you say feed them to the pigs, that shit is true. Those fucking things will eat anything.
Yeah, they eat anything.
And it reminded me of, like, for those of you who saw the movie Snatch.
Because we eat bacon, that means we're...
Well, if you don't eat Polish bacon, so don't worry about it. But, like, it reminded me of the movie Snatch, where they're feeding them to the pigs, and the pigs just ravish them. You know what I mean?
They do, man.
Gnarly.
They don't care.
So anyway, I thought that was, that's my little intro back to our weird news spot. I'm gonna have plenty more because there's a lot of weird shit out there. Another one on a quick note was an alligator ate a guy, and the guy was a meth head. So I'm thinking, does that make the alligator all hyped up on fucking meth?
It's gonna digest, and he's gonna probably be a little
methed up alligator. Wow,
because he'll be going through
good.
withdrawals after.
That was in Florida, of course. So anyway, really quick before we go, we got to do our bar and restaurant review. I'm gonna let AO take this over. We're doing it on THC, his new favorite bar. It is the third coming of OB Noodle House.
It used to be my favorite bar.
Oh.
Now that what'd you call it? Like, got my nuts or.
Oh, well, since your nuts have been clipped off.
Yeah,
it was his favorite single bar to go to, but he's not single anymore, so that's a little different. Okay,
but still, I was there the other day for Wing Wednesday.
Well, you know what? Give your food review, because I've eaten at OB Noodle House a million times. I know the wings. THC is a little too young and single for me, so
yeah.
I mean, I'm not hating on it. It's a nice place, but it's not for me.
They got good music venue. They got a karaoke on a Monday. If anyone wants to do that, best karaoke venue, and I've been to all of them in San Diego.
No,
yes,
Lamplighter is the best karaoke venue, without a doubt. No one touches Lamplighter with karaoke. Sorry.
True that. Okay, what I tell you is, if you had an audience, it's the closest thing to being on a real gig stage, because that's a pretty rad stage, and they got an amazing sound system there. They do.
Lamp sound is legit. Like that's their bread and butter is karaoke. They've been doing it for. They put it on the map in San Diego.
I agree. They did. But the new spot, THC.
Give me your review. The wings, what's the deal?
Okay. They have OB Noodle House. It's off the menu. They're smaller size, but there are wings that they have on KFC. They have their screwball flavor, lemon pepper, garlic. I mean,
what's your favorite?
Lemon pepper, and I like buffalo.
Are they dry?
Wings. They're crispy, flaky, and they're large. They're drums. They're all big drums.
Yeah. No, their wings. Their food is great. I'm not gonna lie. Like. I mean,
still
at
love
Noodle
it.
House, but
even no matter what, I'd go like I've kind of been venturing off a lot of spaces out here. I've been at the third corner.
You and your girlfriend
doing some wine.
You guys
drinking.
Go drink some wine at third corner.
Yeah.
Shit, I love third corner. Your food is awesome, and your wine selection.
What about Bobo's? I'm about to do.
Love Bobo. You haven't been to Bobo? Oh, we'll do a review on that one.
Okay.
Let me know. We'll
and
go
I'm
to
hoping Tower 23.
We'll do Tower 23 coming up soon. My man Chris Delaney, the wine director there at Jordan at Tower 23. We'll have him as a guest, I'm sure, down the road.
Can we bring our ladies to that? Because my girl loves wine. Is that bad to do?
No, not at all.
Yeah,
not at all.
I think that'd be great.
So as far as upcoming guests, we definitely want to get my man DJ Junior, a.k.a. Mr. Sticker. Old school San Diegan guy, bartender, DJ. Like, if you know Junior, you know Junior. We want to bring Gar Fry in from. I'm
hoping Junior updates our logo to.
Gar Fry from Princess Pub. You mostly know him from. He is also part owner at Desi's over on Lytton Street, and he also owns his own silver. Custom silver company called Street Evil Studios.
Badass. I can't wait to get our 2 MTH rings from him.
If you get a chance, look up streetevilstudios.com and take a look at his stuff. We're also looking to get Chad Klein from originally from Waterfront. He also owns Harbortown, Werewolf, Club Marina, Aero Club, Bonsai. Very accomplished bar owner right now that I've had the pleasure to work with.
I didn't know he owned the Werewolf, because I karaoke there too. That place is kind of cool.
Oh boy. Anyway,
dude, I can't wait to get Chattero co-partner, bartending, and then he's taking over the Waterfront.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Doing good. All right, guys. Until next time, thanks for being patient and waiting for this new episode. We will be on a schedule now, and we'll be pumping them out more frequently. Again, I apologize for the delay, but AO and I, we're back in the saddle, and look forward to entertaining you with our bullshit from week to week. So
let's give a shout out to National Sprinklers.
I'll close it with our final sponsor plug again: National Fire Protection. If you've got a commercial property, hotel, retail, restaurant, you need sprinkler systems, fire alarm systems, backflow systems, you name it. Don't look any further. National Fire Protection will take care of you. 1-800-966-4697.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys.
Peace out.
Peace out.